and then we backed up and did a grayscale, which is 8 by 10. And I want the readers to know it wasn't purposely done, but when we switch it to 8 by 10 from 8.5 by 11, a little bit of the spacing on a couple of the pictures got shifted a little bit, but the gist is still in there. Self-published, when you learn, when you put one color picture in a book, Michelle, the whole book becomes color and exponentially more expensive, just like that. Even if you just have one color picture, the whole book is exponentially more expensive.
Yes, of course. Of course. Nothing is simple. Nothing is simple.
But it's available. They're both available on Kindle as well. And again, the proceeds from Within Grasp go to feeding the hungry.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
enjoyed it.
The pleasure was mine. It's just an honor to have you join me.
And mine.
Thank you.
Grace and love to you, sister.
And to you. Hopefully we'll do it again sometime.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you. I'll be in touch.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Well, that was just amazing.
Don't worry about what the fuck
totally love
he
it
be
when
doing. It's DJ
we
Smoke.
go into different directions. And not a typical, fire off your questions and go. It's just really nice to have a laid back conversation. And he's just so calming. He's got a very calming voice. I just love it. Anyway, thank you guys all for joining in chat. You are awesome. I love it. You just make it that much more fun. So thank you. And it's okay if you want to light up or bomb the whole chat, Michael. You just make it a lot more fun. So thank you. Anyway, big thank you to Wallace Wagner Jr. for his insight, sharing his stories, his experience, and sharing his journey. It's different for everybody. So kudos to him. He's got 2 books on it. I love it. Anyhow, big thank you to Folgers Coffee for sponsoring tonight's show. Big thank you to Dr. Snick, the sonic surgeon. Big thank you to Steve McGinnis. And he's the artist, of course, everybody's still going. My gosh. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Anyhow, I'm going to put this up one more time. podcastawards.com. You're going to start seeing a lot of stuff just airing through the network. You're going to be seeing promo. You're going to be learning about the shows that are basically nominated. But please embed this into your minds and go check it out. You might see other shows also that you want to listen to. Broaden your horizons. But the network will have a few shows on. So check them out and just keep tuning in to find out who they all are. So Thursday we welcome for the very first time Barbara DeLong, and she's going to be discussing her new book, Before Roswell. So I've already been delving in and went onto her website, and I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic. So again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. And yes, Tamara got the books. Tamara got the books, yay.
Nuke Radio.
I actually did message you that, Joe. Tamara got the books. Anyway, guys, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Call the fire department. We just nuked the building. Warning, nuke music may damage your eardrums and hurt your soul.
Nuke radio.
You know what happens after a nuke, smoke, legalized nuclear bombs. Warning, nuke music may damage your eardrums and hurt your soul. Tuned into 102.3 Nuke Radio with your host, DJ Smokey. Get ready to enter the battle zone. It's a smoked out nuke party.
DJ Smokey, 666, bitch.
Nuke radio.
Nuking's actually kind of hot.
Nuke Radio, we make your eardrums bleed. Call the fire department. We just nuked the building. mixtapes.
Inside the pocket smoking peace thing. She rolling off that nightmare strain. We ain't gonna slip. Off things and things, I'm stuck in the in-between. If you don't like it, you can leave. Crashed out, look on the beach. I feel like the king of the sun. No, I shouldn't ride.
Nuke Radio.
Eat it up if it's season right. FM firework, 4th of July. Stop with the talking, I know what it is. Walking around MTV crib. That face it with a zombie tips. You shaking that baby, don't tell me to get a grip.
If you're listening to this song, you are shadow cursed for eternity.
Nuke Radio.
We just broke through the fourth wall. The fourth wall.
Slash ties, key stains, out of pocket smoking peace stain. She rolling off that nightmare strain. We ain't gonna slip. Off things and things, I'm stuck in the in-between. If you don't like it, you can leave. Crashed out, look on the beach. I feel like the king of the sea. No, I shouldn't ride. Eat it up if it's season right. FM firework, 4th of July. Stop with the talking, I know what it is. Walking around in an MTV crib. That face it with a zombie tips. You shaking that baby, don't tell me to get a grip.
Shadow Wizard Buddy Gang.
Don't tell me to get a grip. Left on the first, came back on the 5th. My swing is Ellie and both of the fifths. Pack a punch my life, that shit wasn't hit right. Silver bullet, wait till midnight. I'm getting money to my next life. It's one with it all in the next life. It's all so stale. Look at the shelf life. Bunch of NPCs living behind the desk lights. My bitch will do you like a step for wide. Let it hit close to home. Had to get my neck turned to a snow cone.
Goblin insanity.
Essential oils with all the essentials. Pull your bag with several utensils. Out of my body, I turn to a stencil. I know it feel crazy at first. I know it feel like the curse. Thinking more makes it hurt. Give a blink when it works. Slash ties, key stains. Out of pocket smoking peace stain. She rolling off that nightmare strain. We ain't going to sleep. Off things and things, I'm stuck in the in-between. If you don't like it, you can leave. Crashed out, look on the beach. I feel like the king of the sea. No, I shouldn't ride. Eat it up if it's season right. FM firework, 4th of July. Stop with the talking, I know what it is. Walking around in an MTV crib. That face it with a zombie tips. You shaking it, baby, don't tell me to get a grip.
DJ Smokey.
Don't tell me to get a grip.
Nuking is now legal worldwide. Shadow Nuclear Wizards, pledge your souls to the Shadow God. The Shadow God. The Shadow God. Holy shit, this is hot garbage.
Yeah.
But I can't stop listening.
Yeah,
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Nuke Radio.
yeah. Two-tone Glock when he walked in. Niggas stalking this bitch, can't call in. When I walk in the trap like God in here. Pocket look like Wave Rod in there. Got them perks, me and broadside. Fuck me look like Len, cause Simon Slade. We gon' buy the whole script with a perk 5.
Nuke.
We them boys, front you a pack, put you on your feet. Nigga fresh as shit, but he still dirtier than Dirty D. Nigga blew it, putting that shit on. Could've bought 30 P's. Broke bitch, arguing with herself. She thinks she hurting me. Draw rich for real, drop it on the scale, baby. I can't give your ass the blueprint, help you with your plan, baby. One ear out the other, they don't want to hear about it. Breaking the bag with what? Who? Bitch, you wasn't here about it. Tell your ass how hard it get. Make that shit look easy when the sleeves was the starter kit. Sometimes I be drunk on my mind, it's hard to park the whip. My Glock be beating like a ratchet ball head thought, bitch. That nigga broke his shit at the trap window shopping, ain't cop shit. Houdini with that shit. 30 days, nigga, watch this. My dog food be jumping out the cut like it's Lil Tim. These some brolic ass 20s, these ain't no Lil Tims. Yeah.
Nuke Radio. We make your eardrums bleed.
Yeah. Grams on the floor. Auntie knocking back to back, she beating in the door. I just sent my youngin' off to the corner store. Told him get some bags and more baking soda. The pot quaking over, turn the water down. Unk at the side window, he placing his order now. I talk that dope shit, that other shit sound watered down. I got some niggas that'll slide across the border about me. Dope boy Audi, Amiri's 4,000. I got the horse wildin', Hellcat horsepower. These niggas said I'm crazy, they say I'm out my mind. Switch on the back of the Glick, try to run but he out of time. I ain't signed no dotted line, these niggas out of line. I pop a lot of perks, I pour the tricks, get out my mind. Big ass Glock by my body, I morph that out my body. The stick knock you out your body. Niggas got guns, never shot nobody. Yeah. Two-tone got when he walked in. Niggas stuck in this bitch, can't call in. When I walk in the trap like God ahead. Pocket look like wave rod in it. Got them perks, me and broadside. Fuck me look like Lex, cause Simon Slide. We gon' buy the whole script with a perk 5. We them boys, front you a pack, put you on your feet. Nigga fresh as shit, but he still dirtier than Dirty D. Nigga blow it, putting that shit on. Could've bought 30 P's. Broke bitch, arguing with herself. She thinks she hurt me.
Buddy Gang, we love casting spells. This song is sponsored by the Shadow Government.
Nuke Radio.
Warning, nuking is now legal worldwide.
I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down. Oil filter on the Glock, you won't hear a sound. I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down. Oil filter on the Glock, you won't hear a sound. I walk into Balenci, make them wipe me down. Oil filter on the Glock, you won't hear a sound. I'll keep you heavyweight, we can go pound for pound. I'm in Harrods out in London, spend pound after pound. If I need a drink, then my man's he gon' ask around. These are my jealous sneakers, I'm not wearing down. Beside a prayer, cause the devil's trying to bring me down. Italian leather sneakers, I could've just bought a cow.
Holy shit!
Wondering how Balenciaga defenders look like I got the gout. I'm sipping cup after cup till my stomach's poking out. I need my pockets, I'm retarded, you can keep the clout. If I spend my whole bankroll, I'll affect the doubt. I'm in the car with many drugs, trying to duck the south. I'll repent for every sin before my luck runs out. I got one of every pill inside a little pouch.
That inflection point, that's
now legal.
Basically, we don't know what it means yet because we haven't had a we don't know what these things are doing. I mean, we understand how these language models are trained, we understand the mathematics of it, but we don't actually fully understand how they acquire the skills that they acquire with the corpus of training that they're given. And that's dangerous. We need to take the moment of pause that these people are suggesting and stop racing against each other to be the first and make sure that we're doing this correctly. Because as Thomas mentioned, if any of you have played with Bing or ChatGPT or seen some of the articles, if you have a conversation with them before they started limiting this, if you get past about 10 to 15 prompts, the system will start becoming increasingly neurotic to almost psychotic. And the other thing is these language models are incredibly convincing because that's what they're designed to do. But they're incredibly ill-equipped to know whether they are actually making sense or whether what they're saying is true. And so they can hallucinate, they can lie, and they can do it with
They can't even trust two of these systems to talk to each other.
Exactly. And the problem is that they're releasing these out to the public.
It's not just out to the public. They're giving Microsoft bought a full copy of the source code going forward.
Oh yeah, they're integrating it into the entire suite of Office products. But you know, we've joked. Oh, go ahead.
Wouldn't that be the reason why they? Wouldn't that be the reason why they sort of took everything down from the net proprietary concerns?
Well, you mean OpenAI?
Yeah.
Well, they did, but not for the reason you're thinking. They did it because Microsoft paid them $10 billion, and that's how they took it all down.
I think it was actually 10.8. Just saying.
But here's my point: is we as a society, like here on the show, you guys have seen sometimes Thomas and I have jokingly pulled up ChatGPT, or not even jokingly, but to pull it up just to ask it questions to get some facts. But we both know that it hallucinates, so we don't take those facts as necessarily gospel or true. But the problem is that most people don't know that these models aren't the same thing as just typing in something into Google. And even with Google, you're not necessarily getting the truth.
Oh, hell no.
But we're rapidly going into a place now where tech companies are trying to productize this, like Microsoft. And so when they do this and they start incorporating it into Word, into Office, into everything, you're going to have people just reflexively use the tool because it's so convenient, and they're going to just not even realize that the information that they're incorporating into whatever work they're doing for their job could be completely hallucinated. And that will start to work its way into our society, and then suddenly you're going to have people who are feeling like, you know, I've got this report due for Arrow, and I don't feel like writing it, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me write it. And wow, that sounds good. I'm not going to bother to fact check it. And then that gets entered into the like official record as, no, well, we have this report from Arrow, and it said that these UFOs were sighted in, you know, Wes Decker's bedroom, and that must be true because it's in that report. And that, and you know, it's going to be really insidious like that, where at first it may not even be important stuff, but it'll begin to infiltrate our society, and the next thing you know, we won't have any way to root out all of the disinformation that it might spread. And it's just, we don't understand what it's doing. And I think
maybe one day they'll be able to plug into Amazon and find out your full shopping history and figure out if you've been probed.
Exactly. So anyway, I will turn it over. I think we should maybe hear from you.
They sell probes on Amazon?
No,
they sell probes on Amazon?
No. Oh yeah, of course they sell probes. Not both.
Black
they should have. The Black Vault on eBay is a better place to go,
Yeah,
potentially. I
that's
just want to thank Paul Murphy really quick for that second super chat. Holy cow, he didn't go to bed. He's still here hanging out, having a good time. Where's that at? It's just as much fun as going to the dentist, saying, open wide, we're going to have a fun time. Now, what we're just missing is that it got headphones on. You know what I've heard. You've heard that enough times, but yeah.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Yes, thank you again for that. Yes, sir.
One real quick thing. So I have access to, so there's ChatGPT, which is the chat engine, but then I also have developer access to like the new GPT plugin, which integrates GPT with other services. And some of these things are really exciting, like with Wolfram Alpha, which is like a computational data
language.
Well, yeah, it's a computational language, but what Wolfram did was he sought to build a giant, instead of Wikipedia for knowledge, this is like all of the facts you ever need. If you need to know the distance to the moon, or you need to know the deepest parts of the ocean, but then you want to know the populations of different countries, and then you want to perform calculations.
Or how many gallons of mayonnaise would it take to fill?
Exactly. So there's some cool stuff that this is all going on, and I play with Bard and have access to that, and it's interesting too. So I'm not trying to be a Luddite and say we should like give up these tools, but I really do think it's a super great idea to throw the brakes on a little bit and all take a deep breath and ask ourselves, do we know what we're doing?
And they want to stop testing, they want to stop training, they want to shut everything down where it sits right now.
Yeah, because I think they know that, because I mean, here's another ethical concern. If I mean, I personally believe that they're not going to accidentally discover how to artificially create consciousness. But let's say they could, and they did. Do you want to, in the next 6 months, accidentally create a new super intelligence that's conscious and have it trapped inside a computer where it may go even more insane because it doesn't have a body? We don't. These kind of things we haven't even thought about, or maybe we've thought about, but not. We haven't discussed it as a society and as humanity, which I think we should. Just like this UFO topic deserves to be something that all of us are involved in, so too do I think that the discussion about how we approach artificial intelligence and AGI in specific needs to be a conversation that we as humanity get to have, and not just a few tech elites in their, Silicon Valley bubble. So, anyway.
Hey, we're seeing the initial T-1000s being built. It shouldn't be too long before Skynet comes online.
I was about to say, if somebody just goes ahead and names it Skynet, we should be done with it.
Come on, we got Starlink. It's close enough.
Yeah, but anyway, if you wouldn't mind, could we hear from Xavier, because I talked over enough?
Yeah, we can, and then we got to jump. John Music actually showed up.
The only point I really wanted to make on the AI topic was, I think that if the AI or AGI has the opportunity or ability to self-replicate and be able to have access to the blueprints and software open source to develop another system and transfer itself to it, then it wouldn't necessarily be a product of humanity, because it could take out or implement whatever it would like over XYZ iterations over a certain amount of time period. I don't think it would have many remnants of humanity or whatever we decided to train it with.
Yeah, because it's going to just determine how evil humanity is and try and kill us all.
Yep, that's one of the scenarios.
That seems to be the common thread. What happens a lot of times. Yeah.
Well, I just want to add one funny little thing. Isn't it odd how all the different doomsday scenarios that we've imagined for ourselves are all converging into the near future? We've worried about nuclear war. Oh, that's back on the table. We've worried about rogue AIs, Skynet. Oops, looks like we're getting close. We've worried about UFOs harvesting us and eating our babies. Whoop, that one's now on the table.
Along those lines, they may be looking for things more than just babies.
But my point is that, and then we've got the theories about the sun micronovaing, or biblical floods or asteroids. It just makes me really curious about what is it that's making all of these things seem to be rising up and pointing at such a similar date in the future of in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh, even in the next 30 years potentially. We have that the cataclysm bill.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
moving along as well.
Yep, that's my point. And
Yeah.
so I don't have any answers. I just have questions.
Yeah, but we do have a conversation. We want to pick up from where we left off last night. If we rewind our clocks and go back to it, there was a conversation that was going on, I believe, over on the Weaponized podcast, where am I following this? Am I calling this out? There's a discussion, Mike. I wish you were here over on the Weaponized podcast, where we covered this last night, and where we had George Knapp trying to drop, based on the information that he's known, that he's heard, that it's like there's a very, how did he put it? That there's a harvest that goes on, and it's going to be one of the reasons why they're never going to tell us anything. Now, on that note, John Music is something who's been out there in this in this community for a while. He tries to get his point across with everybody and is persistent more than anybody that I know in parts of stuff he's trying to bring forward. John, you've been talking about the people who go missing on a regular basis and where are they going and what's going on. And is it part of that somber moment, that inconvenient truth, whatever you want to call it, that may be involving the phenomenon?
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, yes, I think that if that's true, all evidence points to that at least some of the missing people, not all, but a certain percentage, still significant.
A percentage of them.
Right, a percentage of I believe the FBI took it down. There used to be a website saying 44 million of officially missing people go missing globally per year, around 600,000 yearly in North America. And very poor countries don't even report. It could be a lot higher than that. But what we need to know is what percentage is, as David Tolitis and other people are researching, truly scientifically unexplainable at all. Which means no matter how you try to rationalize it, no matter what theory you come up with, there is no human scientific explanation for how some percentage go missing. At least the research has been done for decades. And Thomas, I was going to talk a little bit about AI, but I guess we'll do that tomorrow.
Josh, I have a point once you're done talking. I want to bring up a point that you guys said about.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I was going to bring up AI and how that can tie back into UA people. We'll do that another night.
Or either way.
As far as the missing people, that is a big deal. I don't know if you guys were there on the UFO Garage podcast. I brought that up to Lou Elizondo directly to his face. And he did acknowledge, and also Dave Scott on Space Radio brought it up later on that, you know, he was glad I brought that up. Somebody brought it up to Elizondo, and so was David Politis. I told him that I brought it up to Elizondo, that apparently, if you believe Elizondo, I know some people like him, some don't. If you believe what he's saying, he said the military and government is aware that it is a serious problem. The missing people, they're aware of it. He didn't say anything about percentages or what he's going to do about it or anything. It was very vague, but at least he acknowledged they're aware of it and it's a serious issue. And he thanked me for going after it and not giving up on it, because apparently they know. The research that has been done for decades has finally put together some correlation, some pieces of data that there are some similarities across the spectrum for people to go missing without any explanation. So as we all know, some of them are, you're a little bit more likely to get taken, it seems like, based on the data, if you're near the magnetic ley lines or you're near bodies of water and large quarries of electromagnetic stones, such as quartz or the same stone like granite that they built the ancient pyramids and everything else out of. It makes it a little bit more likely the percentages go up. Or if you're very autistic or you're an autistic savant, or if you're just very, very intelligent in general or physically, athletically gifted, that makes it more likely. Or if you have any Germanic DNA, partially or direct, much, much higher. I mean, there's some places in the world where across decades, people went missing all within a couple of kilometers of each other next to a river or a lake.
Yeah.
All of them were German. Some of them even have names or last names that are almost exactly the same, or weird stuff like that.
Maybe they like sour things, sauerkraut, sauerbraten, sour German.
Yeah. The Nordic and the Nordics.
I've got to take Cupcake out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I mean, I don't think the public will handle it very well. We're a much more polite society now. I don't think the society would like to hear that some race of non-Homo sapien, but still human, just much older and larger and smarter and more knowledgeable than us, helped to genetically create us, and for some reason they prefer people that are very gifted. They prefer Germanic descent. That's why maybe they contacted the Nazis first in the late early 1900s, the Brill Society, maybe because genetically they're the closest to people who are of Scandinavian, Nordic, or Germanic descent. You know, tall, blonde with blue eyes, you do the math. You know, a lot of people in modern mainstream news will never cover that for that reason alone. It's very offensive to a lot of people to say that some that are not the Greys, but some Nordics want to abduct people without consent. That means that they're abducting certain people for some genetic or other reason, and they're doing it in total disregard for our laws. I think the government would never want to admit any of that. They can take your child. I mean, they took babies out of car seats that are locked in the car seat with the seatbelt locked, the doors are locked, the windows up. The parents are going inside to drop off groceries. They come back 2 minutes later. The door is still locked. The windows are still up. The seatbelt is still clicked shut, but the baby is gone. And it's found 12 miles over, 3 mountains over in the snow, face down, dead. Or sometimes alive, but just dazed and confused and not knowing what the hell happened. So if that's true, I don't think the governments of the world will ever be able to admit that. They might admit that there's some drones from
Oh shit, the NSA is cutting you off. Not too much, John. The NSA is cutting you off. But I was
if any of us want to
John, I was just gonna bring up the Stratton point out when you were walking around. Minecraft cause predators like cloaked beings, like it was completely almost invisible. It was silent black triangles. It was observing me, John. Cloaked, non-human intelligence. That's what I saw going on.
They've seen those predator-like cloaked creature. I don't know if it's because of the anti-gravity 0-point energy that makes it fuzzy. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose. It's just interdimensional. It's out of our visual optical light spectrum range.
That is what's happening in 411 report. You don't see them coming,
I watched it.
And they can have anti-gravity, like it's no sound, you don't hear anything, it's just gone, vanished.
Right. And it's been but it's another that they go up into the higher range of frequency color range. It's out of our human optical range spectrum. We cannot see it. And if they lower it, they can temporarily come into our 3D reality so we can see it.
Have you seen the Turkey UFO video? It's like very famous. There's a picture of it. They zoom in, right? And there's a gray insect mantis type thing, and there's a Nordic. They're all working together in this craft, and there's like some kind of it looks like there's a shadow of a normal Homo sapien being trapped to like something.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that, but I do know that based on all the evidence we're seeing all over the world, not everybody can be lying. It only takes one to make it true. Some of this seems to really, truly be of non-Homo sapien origin, and I keep using that terminology instead of NHI, instead of alien, because when you say non-Homo sapien in origin, that still leaves open the possibility for interdimensionals, cryptoterrestrials, ultra-terrestrials, and humans that are just older than Homo sapiens, so they're part of the human branch. They're just not our subspecies. They're not Homo sapiens. They could be something else. I've been calling them, instead of Homo sapiens, you can call them Homo Atlanteans or whatever.
They could be us from the future too. They could have complete human DNA, and that's just what they're evolved to.
Maybe. And you remember Lazar said one time also that he had heard a rumor from somebody else working at S4 that the others, the beings, refer to Homo sapiens as just like carriers, like luggage, almost like a bag, like almost as if we're just a meat suit, and they're only concerned with our consciousness or our soul. Like our temporary 3D, very short-lived temporary meat suit here that's in 3D physical reality is just temporarily, like a conduit. And our brain is the computer processor to process our 3D reality, and it has a connection to the higher frequencies. And when we die, our connection to the higher frequencies, or heaven, or whatever you call it, is retracted instantly, and it can't be put back. You can't bring someone back from the dead. But all of our experiences and thoughts and opinions and feelings are automatically recorded 24 hours a day, maybe to this higher dimension, or the iCloud of the universe, or heaven, or whatever you want to call it. So I do feel like they might admit that some stuff is from another civilization, but I don't think they're ever going to admit abductions or missing people or animal mutilation.
Yeah, John,
I just think a lot of people would freak out.
John, you're definitely right. That's what they look like. They're going towards that probe theory of non-human intelligence probes that are visiting this planet. That's, I think, that's exactly.
Yeah, that's more digestible. That's more digestible. If you say that, and you say they went extinct billions of years ago, but they have some totally benign probes here, people can handle that just fine.
Oh no, they have a huge population.
Or your boyfriend or your kid, they'll freak the fuck out.
They have a huge population underneath the surface of the planet, primarily underneath the oceans, and they need to feed.
Right. Yeah, if you start saying that they're feeding off our consciousness or our bodies or just doing experiments on us, and they made up our genetics and they completely made up our religions and everything just to control us, and we don't really have free will, people will completely shit their pants.
Hey, you missed the super chat a while back.
Oh, I did. Sorry about that. Yes, I was taking Cupcake out. She had to go. On that note, let's take a look and see. Would you look at that? Oh, yeah. Anonymous Rex, I saw that one. Holy cow. Thank you very much, Timmy. Little Timmy Turner. No. Little Timmy Seener. Giving us a chat. Money for my buddy. Sum of cash for the bash. Tidy bindle for the cosmic swindle. Stick with Fessler. He's the bestler. LOL. Great show. While he is rhyming. Not bad. He's trying. Moving things forward. Thank you very much, Anonymous Rex. Remember, every super chat that comes in disclosure tonight goes back in the production of our show. I am so grateful and humbled by everyone's continuing ongoing support. Thank you very much, Anonymous Rex. And make sure to say hi to Dave for me tonight. Been in a while. Gotta see him sometime. You know, it's been things have been busy in life for everybody. Let's see, Michael, you've had your hand up for a bit.
Yeah, I haven't had it up for quite a while. So, do you guys? So they're objecting, guys.
I just poured a whole 9, that's 3 times. I just poured a whole 9, that's 3
Nuke Radio.
I just poured a whole 9.
Maybe one for intelligence, maybe one's for food. Who knows? Here's the thing: it could be different races.
If I'm going to be turned into anything, I'd rather be a burger.
Yes, Gary would probably agree with that. Good one, absolutely. Larry, you got your hand up, my friend. You're muted. There you go.
It had something to do with what John was saying. I can't remember now. I had some sort of objection.
Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Interesting situation where they could possibly lead to. Remember, there's a lot of people that go missing every year. Now, a lot of them are going to go missing because humans are nefarious. No, they're really good. Everyone's a really good-hearted, honest person. No one would ever take advantage of another person or take them and do whatever they're going to do to them and get rid of them when they're done. Yeah, humans do a lot of nasty stuff all over the world on a regular daily basis. I've seen enough videos stuff that I don't want to see that I've seen go accidentally sometimes. Yes, there's some gruesome things that humanity will do to humanity, but a percentage of that number, just like you see all these different reports of things in the sky. We've got planes, we've got balloons, we've got space trash, we've got a lot of different things that are out there that are in our skies on a regular basis. Only a small percentage of what we see, but there's a good percentage that represent non-human whatever it is. And we have to look at the same thing I think that you're getting at, John, is out of the overall sum of all these people that are going, even Lou was kind of saying the DOD is aware of it and they're concerned about it.
Is he gonna take off your hat? Is he gonna take off the brim? So many running off with my swag, so many shake kids.
Shoveled into the slave trade.
We don't know. How many are sex trafficked? How many are thrown into the slave trade? How many are drug runners? And when they get to wherever they go for, they're eliminated. A lot of things could potentially be eliminated. Whatever it is, let's just say there's a big amount of things that are out there. A certain percentage, unknown, could have ties back to fried toast. Remember.
John, I have a question for you, John. Sorry, Thomas, I just have to ask this question. John, the question is, if you're an opportunist, if you're looking for these non-human intelligence, do you have a higher chance of being abducted? If you're trying to interact with them.
Johnny, you there? I know he might be on mute from his kids. I know he's a dad and everything. I want to say something before, and Michael said something back. Earth to John Music. Come in, John.
Real quick while we wait for him, Diana Pasulka, the Road American Cosmic, I just sent you a tweet, Thomas, that she put out that's kind of interesting. It's in the disclosure chat.
Got you. Give me 1 sec. Page. Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. We're loading in the wrong place.
Plus, did you guys hear that Wes Anderson is doing a UFO movie?
Who is?
Wes Anderson, like the director of Life Aquatic, why am I blanking out on these movies all of a sudden? Darjeeling Unlimited.
Let me go get this.
Really, really awesome, funny movies. But anyway, this quote from Diana Pasulka is about another UFO movie, but look at what she said there.
So what is she saying? Let's get this up here and take a look. Now, who is Miss Polska again? She's one of the people who was...
She's a member of the Invisible College. She wrote the book American Cosmic, where She talked about all the stuff that was. She talked about Gary Nolan before we knew who Gary Nolan was.
Right.
She and Gary Nolan went to the gifting field, which is an area where evidently it's a secret area in the middle of the desert in New Mexico somewhere, but where people go who are in the know, and they are able to dig up different metal fragments and stuff from UFOs or whatever that are buried out there for some reason. She has contacts with all these people in NASA and amazing. And anyway, she's a university professor.
Radio. We make your eardrums bleed.
Religious studies. And so she studied the UFO phenomenon from that religious studies aspect, and wound up becoming convinced that it was true, and ended up getting let into the inner circle, and recently said that she's bowing out because, according to her, it's too dark. Yeah, and so I'll just let people know what caught my eye is in this tweet. She says, Fell Out of Space is one of the best UFO UAP movies I've seen. Scary. Represents the hypothesis that ET is outside of space-time, yet breaks in. And then she's saying, relevant to now, trust me on this. And when she says trust me on this, I would trust on this because she's more in the know than almost anybody else in that community.
Amanda Marimine Radcliffe was a spiritual consultant on the movie and produced by Richard Stanley.
I don't know if any of you have ever seen the Conjuring or the Conjuring series of movies. Diana Washington Silka was also, she was their consultant for those movies.
Amanda Radcliffe.
The Conjuring? Oh, it may be. I don't know. I haven't heard that movie.
I'm just getting butt while I'm getting bucks. Bullets hot, they gon' burn like syphilis. I'm always dripping.
The fuck? Damn it. I fucking closed the fucking song too. What is going on?
We love casting spells. If you're listening to this song, you are shadow cursed for eternity. Nuke Radio. We make your eardrums bleed.
Radio.
This song is sponsored by the Shadow Government.
Yo, what the hell is going on? What the fuck?
Power on.
Come on. It's not working. Hey, can you hear me? Can you guys still hear me on the stream? Mic check 1 2. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's on the left side. I forgot. Okay. All right, cool. Where do I want to go? I want to go to like. Oh my god! What the fuck? Cannot connect the server. on, dude. What in the fuck?
Renewed eyes. What do you mean by that? Is it young, or is it old? Within during the spiritual self.
It was just working. Why didn't I wake up? It was just fucking working. Man, why is my it's taking so long? What the fuck? Why is the game not working? Man, I just want to play, man. It's been so long. Weird. This shit, man. connecting to the fucking thing. I want to restart my computer. I think it says to restart the computer or something. I'll be right back. I'm going to restart my computer. I'll be right back.